Hello again, sports fans, and welcome to the chat alongside my esteemed colleagues. To my immediate left, Brady Dettenberg, Corey Smith to my far left. Welcome to the program, 717-334-3000. Give us a call. We'll be happy to include you in the conversation. Nick Pierce is back at school. I understand he's not feeling well, so we give him a shout out. Hope he feels better quickly. You guys have a good Christmas?
Yes. I say so, gifts, family, football.
Pretty tame, eh?
Pretty tame, yep. Nothing crazy.
No aliens coming out from behind the walls.
No aliens this year, so yeah,
Okay.
we're
All right. Right, and we have New Year's coming up. What's New Oxford got going on for New Year's? Anything on the square?
I don't think they have anything going on. I think it's mostly, Gettysburg and, I think maybe Hanover, but it's very,
Well, it's supposed to be in the low 20s, I guess,
yes,
tomorrow
it's going to
night.
be frigidly cold.
It may
yes.
cut down on the crowd to some extent. Well, this is December the 30th, our last show of the year, 2025, program number 914. So we're getting close to that magic number. I'm not talking 1,000, I'm talking where we can say we've had more episodes than Leave It to Beaver, Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, and MASH combined. I forget, we'll have to.
One of these times
as we
we'll
get
actually
close.
get the number because we
It's
always
in here
say,
somewhere.
I mean, yeah, with
I actually wrote it down, and I know Leave It to Beaver is 39 times 6, so that's 234 episodes. So that's, and Ozzie and Harriet, something like 400, so maybe we're already past it. Well, who cares,
we'll
right?
just add another, show
Yeah.
to make it larger and larger.
It'd be a good
Yeah.
true or false question. Which has had more episodes? Sports Chat or those other 3 shows combined? For
I'll take
trivia.
Sports Chat. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll do our research at
That'll be
some
for
point.
next year's
This is
project.
dawning, though, This goes back, I don't know, more than 7 years, I think.
I think so. Probably, yeah. I remember looking when I started in 2022 and, how many squirrels that we have now.
Here's one I'm just flipping to the back here from 2016,
What's it say?
week 490.
490. So there's a good.
Hottest seat in sports, the Lakers, Byron Scott. Howie Roseman and the Eagles officiating in the Eagles game. Whoa, sounds like sour grapes. Shining Stars, Corey Zimmerman was on the show with me. Zurich Storm, I think he's from Berm, maybe, or he's a wrestler. Nolan Paust, state qualifier, Brock Hartman. Williams Grove, you'll love this. Winners, Monteith, Dietrich, Raymer. Those guys have been around
Oh,
forever.
yeah, those classic names.
Yeah. So anyway, Robert, last week, he had some outlandish picks that didn't come through. Jets over Patriots? What was he thinking?
Was he saying about the coin flip? Maybe it was a coin flip.
Yeah, okay, maybe. Why, the Jets won the coin flip? You don't know.
No, I don't know. I was
Okay.
just saying because of how.
He did pick Ravens
Far-fetched.
over Packers, which a lot of people didn't see it coming, both backup quarterbacks, but, well, his stats were impressive for the Packers. I mean, it was
definitely.
like, 19 out of, it was ridiculous. He was
I think 2 rushing
flirting with
touchdowns, too.
90%.
Oh yeah, right up there. I mean, it was a.
And
It's a good audition tape there for Malik Willis.
Yeah.
He's a free agent next year, so there's. You
Absolutely.
could say about 7 teams out there that is needing of a quarterback there.
yeah,
So
Huntley, he's always been pretty good at holding down the fort till
good
Lamar gets back.
game manager there. So
Yeah,
we'll get to the Ravens Pittsburgh in-depth preview there, but.
Who's the ultimate game manager? What Super Bowl winner? Trent Dilfer? Do you think? Does that name mean anything to you?
Just
How about
looking through the Rolodex
Jeff
there.
Hofstetter?
I
He
would
was a
say
game
probably
manager.
Trent Dilfer. Is probably right up there as the game manager type there.
Winning the Super Bowl. And then some guys just come out with out of the planet performances. Doug Williams, when he was the quarterback for at that time, the Redskins. He had a great Super Bowl, and Timmy Smith was a guy who had like 200 yards rushing and never did anything like that in the regular season. So it's an exciting time. Football is upon us, but let's take care of the housekeeping items. I'm gonna offer my items first, so really put you guys on the spot. All right, hottest scene in sports. I got DK Metcalf. He's missing another game. I mean, if the Steelers don't win, he can be the fall guy
Yeah, definitely.
because without a vertical threat, it changes the way you play defense. They load the box. Warren and Gainwell just weren't. I mean, DK's a key to that team. really.
Especially now that they lost their tight end, Washington. He's out for the season.
No,
So,
he broke an arm, or he broke a
So-
bone in his arm
Yep.
or leg or something.
so you lose that tight end threat there, especially on the 4th and 1 plays there.
Yeah.
So you don't have that to lean towards.
They
So
still have three other good tight ends, Fryermuth and Janu Smith
Johnny Smith there. So
and Hayward, yeah.
yeah, so it's just a matter of
The
kind of
nephew of
changing your
Cam Hayward or something.
I think it's brother.
brother. Yes.
His brother, his younger brother.
So
Well, why did they throw to Scantling 3 times in a row?
I
Can't
don't know.
anybody else get
Yeah.
open? And that guy, that's
threw
why he
at
played on
Denzel
4 teams
Ward,
this
too.
year, huh?
Threw it at Denzel Ward too, the Browns' best corner. So.
multiple times there.
3
Yeah.
times. I mean, I'm sure Steelers fans are beating themselves over the heads with why?
Yeah.
I think going into that game, it's almost like was Pittsburgh's offense more concerned about Garrett getting his sack record. It just seemed like that was all the talk was, hey,
Yeah,
make
get
sure
it
he
out
doesn't get
fast.
the wreck. Miles Garrett's coming.
Well, I mean,
this and that.
no,
So
well, if he sacks you, it might hurt. So that's part of it.
but it
Aaron
just,
Rodgers just turned 42. He doesn't want to get hit by Miles Garrett, regardless of what number sack it is.
But
but-
it looked like the defense for Cleveland was the one that got the win there.
Yes.
The offense was just
Shedeur Sanders had a great first half.
Yeah, it started out really high, like 10-0, 2 touchdown and field goal right away, then just nothing.
right to
after
his
that.
tight end there.
Yeah.
Got tackled at the 2 and got the points there. So their offense did
Fannin.
enough to allow the defense to just
Yeah.
let loose there. So, but yeah, I'm right with you with the hot seat there with DK because you look at that, you win that game, you don't have to worry about Baltimore, and now you're playing your biggest rival.
Maybe you get
Yeah.
T.J. Watt back, or
So he is probable to play. So
okay, well that kind of changes everything for the Ravens. Is Lamar
Yes.
going to play?
we don't know yet.
We don't know.
Or are you better off with
Tyler Huntley.
Huntley?
Yeah.
If he's not, well, I don't know. Then I also have Stephon Diggs, just made the news big time,
Yeah.
Yes.
which reminded me of blast from the past. Ray Rice, remember that? They caught him in the elevator abusing a lady, girlfriend, wife, I'm not sure, but he never played again in the NFL. So how's that impact the Patriots? Has there been any, I mean, he's presumed innocent.
They
There's been no
basically had a
finding.
they had a comment, but it was a non-comment basically, saying
It's a pending case.
we support Stephon Diggs, this that there. So they're
Who
not.
said that? The Patriots.
Yeah. Basically, they
The
don't.
league might take a different view. I don't know.
Well, they basically, they were like, hey, we see the details until more evidence comes out.
Yeah.
We
I guess with Rice, there was an elevator camera that caught the whole thing on the camera. Pretty indisputable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not me.
So, he might go on the commissioner's exempt list, maybe, perhaps, but at this moment, he's going to be playing Week 18 and then in the playoffs. But there's
Maybe if you're a Steelers fan, you're saying, well, maybe Derrick Henry will be too tired from all his workload last week. He was a man among boys. Apparently, I didn't stay up for the whole game, but
Yeah, he had a
talk about
very
one
good
guy
game,
being impacting a game.
for sure.
With the team, he's carrying his team on his back, literally, figuratively. So anyway, hottest scene in sports. That's what I have. You guys have anything to add?
I'll let Brady take the next one there.
Yeah, I'll follow right off that I have the Steelers in general, just the
Okay.
whole team. Like Corey said, they were it looked like their offense was almost more focused on not letting Myles Garrett get the sack than trying to win the game, which is just blows my mind considering they were one win away from winning the division and having this game against the Ravens mean nothing. Now it means everything for them. So,
It seems like they should have targeted Freiermuth more.
yeah, I think that it's just even the play calling at the end, just not, like you said, throwing it to Scantling against Denzel
They
Ward.
came
is
the
just-
same corner. There was like 3 balls in a row going out there, weren't there? I
Yep,
mean,
and if Kenneth Gainwell I saw was wide open underneath on the fourth down play, so they wasted an opportunity for sure. Now they have to go beat a Ravens team who just looked really good last week. So
Yeah, or are you going to give 30-plus carries to Henry? That's been the calling card for the Ravens is the,
Yeah,
the
and when
week
they
they're playing
didn't,
New
they
England.
lost,
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
So do you just keep giving, King Henry the ball? Where I'm going with my hot seat is the Jets. Going in-
every year.
every year. But going into the last week of the regular season, their leading receiver is Garrett Wilson with 395 yards. He has only played 8 games, so he has
They-
missed half the season.
Look at who's played quarterback. I mean,
Yeah.
what legit NFL quarterback has taken snaps for them this year? Is
Which-
Justin Fields, because he's had plenty of chances to prove himself. There's
Mm-hmm.
still doubts about him being a starting quarterback in the NFL, apparently.
So it kind of just goes with the whole offense there, and then the Jets rank dead last in passing yards at 126.7 yards. So you look at that, it's just there's no offense to work with. You got Brees Hall, and that's about it. So when you're
What about the defense?
It's well, if you look at the New England game when they gave up 42 points, so
That's what I was thinking. I mean,
it's just leaking oil
it's a team
everywhere.
effort.
So they're not the worst team in football record-wise, but I would say by
That's the Raiders.
the Raiders, they lost the
So they're leading for the number 1 pick,
yes, and
which
they got-
segues right into who should the Raiders' number 1 pick be? They need a quarterback. Is there anybody in this draft that knocks you out?
I think it's probably going to be Mendoza. From looking at who is eligible to come out, and the
Yeah.
seniors and juniors, I think
He'd
it's
win the
probably-
Heisman. That doesn't always translate into NFL success.
I think if it's not Mendoza, it will probably be Dante Moore from Oregon if he declares. Depending on how he plays in the playoff, that could elevate him. But right now, I'd say it's definitely Mendoza. So because Dante Moore, he has the
Well,
option.
do you
to
think
come back.
that's? I'm sure Raider Nation they want them to pick a quarterback.
Yeah.
But they have. Well, they had the guy from Seahawks came over.
Geno Smith? Yeah.
Geno, how many teams
That-
has Geno played for?
A lot.
So he's not the permanent solution.
No, he was going to be a transitional starter,
And then they have O'Connell, the guy from Notre Dame.
and then Kenny Pickett. So they're not.
Yeah, nobody really.
They're in the
scares
market
you.
for a quarterback there. So it just depends, what
Or, yeah,
quarterback.
maybe
and then
they-
the quarterbacks out there for the 2026 draft is not as stellar. So I.
Well, that's why I'm wondering
Yeah.
if you trade down and give up the number 1 pick, and I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But that's a long way off. First things first. Well, so let's go Shining Star. We didn't do that yet, right? I'm going from last night's game, Delone, Liam O'Brien, and William Smith. They couldn't both. We could have had co-players of the
We
game,
could have, yeah.
but we don't want to get in the habit of doing that, right?
That's just
It was
break glass
circumstances.
in case
Yeah,
of emergency.
Yeah,
there.
it was like, that was the New Oxford game where they both made game-changing plays, so how do you pick between
Case
them?
by case basis
Yeah.
there.
And then William Smith, kid comes off the bench, a sophomore, he had 4 threes. He was lightning hot. So he had 17 points, led the team in scoring. He was more than a point a minute. He didn't have that many minutes because he
Not
didn't
many,
play at
yeah.
all in the fourth quarter. They didn't need him to. And
Yeah.
But, and Liam O'Brien just filled up the stat sheet, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 assists. And just the way they, we were all there last night, so they ratcheted up the defense and really shut Gettysburg down. Great box outs. The Warriors couldn't get an offensive board. It was a total domination, a mercy rule.
Run on clock in the
Yeah.
second half
It
there.
was all I
so.
could do to get my 4 spots in. Well, that reminds me. And then obviously Derrick Henry was my shining star. So who you guys got?
I'll go with another star from last night, Bijan Robinson.
Oh,
He had
man. Yeah.
22 carries for 195 yards, a rushing touchdown, and then caught 5 passes for 34 yards and a touchdown. Really took over the game for the Falcons. Had a 93-yard touchdown run that kind of got them out to a 21-0 lead, and that the Rams just too big of a lead to come back from. They almost did it, almost had a catch at the end, but Bijan was just too much. He's one of my favorite players to watch just because he can not only run the ball, he can also catch it, and he's so shifty. Every time he gets the ball, it's a possible touchdown, kind of like Saquon was last year for the Eagles.
So what happened? I admit I wasn't up to the bitter end from the Rams' point of view, but they tied it, and then the Falcons just drove down and kicked a field goal at the end of the game. Is that
Yeah.
how it happened? Okay.
And then the other point, the Falcons were up 14 points, and they were going to kick a field goal to be up by 17. It got blocked, touchdown.
I saw that.
And then that was the big swing of
First,
the game
is that-
where
Yep.
they're just down by 7. So
Yeah.
that's when they were
Oh,
able
yeah.
to tie it
I
up.
was like,
and then-
oh my God! I'm thinking of the old Super Bowl where Falcons had a 20-some point lead, 25-point lead,
28-3, yep.
28, and they lost. So I'm thinking, oh, here Falcons are thinking this all deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra would say.
Just the way, what Brady was saying with Bijan, it's just electric. It's just how it looks like he's going to get tackled in the backfield and lose like 3-4 yards and somehow gets 40 or 93 on that one run there. So it's just amazing. And then just how they interchange with Algier. It's not just Bijan taking all the carries, especially at the end of the game when they were kicking the field goal. Algier was out there taking the carries because he never fumbled, with the Falcons there. So it's crazy that they could win next week and still miss the playoffs and they go 8-9. So we'll get that in just a point there.
Yeah.
in
Why
depth there.
don't we go ahead? Go ahead.
So my shining star, I'm going to go with the most exciting bowl game so far in the bowl season, the Hawaii Bowl on Christmas Eve. Cal was up 21-0, and then Cal came back, tied the game, and it was just going back and forth. And Hawaii scores the touchdown with 15 seconds left. The starting quarterback for Hawaii got his helmet knocked out, so he had to go out for a play. The backup, Luke Weaver, throws a 22-yard pass to win the game. So
Wow.
it was just one of those bowl games where it was – a little chaotic. The only sporting event going on Christmas Eve. So that's where I'm going to lean towards my shining stars. So
So the guy's name is Luke Weaver.
Luke Weaver, the backup quarterback.
Isn't he a MLB reliever?
Yeah.
Yes,
He's pretty versatile.
a little bit there. You went back to college.
Just like what's the guy? Max. He plays for 2 different teams in the NFL or the MLB at the same time. Max.
Muncy.
Max Muncy.
Max
yes.
Muncy.
And they have the same birthday.
Yeah.
About the same year though.
Different year.
LA's older
Yes.
Yes.
than the A's Max
A's,
Muncy.
yes.
Oh, Isn't that weird? How many Max Muncies have played in Major League Baseball, and now there are 2 of them. Anyway, that's I didn't mean to get off the subject. Do you have anybody else to put in the shining stars?
At the moment, I just have that one, but there might be some more later on in the show there. So
Well, you never know. We can
Yeah.
always add or detract as we see necessary. Explain this NFC South to me. Yeah.
So the Falcons and the Bucks are playing each other, or the Panthers
and the
Panthers and the Bucks are playing each other
They're
this week.
both
They're
7 and 9.
So the Carolina is 8-8.
8. Okay. They're in
And-
first now.
So they're in first place and they're playing the 7-9 Buccaneers.
So if the Bucks win, they'll both be 8 and 9.
Yes, and then you got the Falcons playing the Saints. If they win,
They're all 3 8 and 9.
They're all 3-8-9, and then you have the tiebreaker, which Carolina would have the tiebreaker. So that's why the Falcons
But
were eliminated.
if the Falcons aren't in a 3-way tie, then it goes head to head, and the Bucks
Whoever
win
wins
it.
on Saturday. There,
The
yes.
three-way tie is because the Bucks are 1-3, would be 1-3 against the Panthers and Falcons, and the
Common opponent.
Panthers would be 3-1 against those two teams, so they would get in.
Interesting. So really, it doesn't matter to the Falcons one way or another. They're done.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, that team played with. They were done last night,
They
and
were
they
done
came
for a
out
while,
fired
and
up.
they
Where's
played
that
pretty
game?
well.
Atlanta.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean-
they were done for about like 3 weeks now, but they just kept on
Yeah.
stringing off these wins. Where you look at the Buccaneers, I mean, I put them on the hot seat 2 weeks ago. That was when they were playing the Panthers. That was when Brady put them on the hot seat, and I put the Bucks on the hot seat there. But just look at the Buccaneers. I don't see them beating Carolina. It's just the way that their
They're
offense has been
folding.
going.
Yeah.
And just the long losing streak that they're on. And whoever wins this game or whoever wins this division,
Can Evans play?
yeah, he didn't do too much last week there. He's questionable. I think he's going to be playing there, but just the way the Tampa Bay has been playing, if they do win, they need help. They need the Saints to win, which the Saints is basically one
They
of the
won
best 6 and
4 in a
10
row
teams
or
out
something?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Tyler Shuck out there, goes from like a long shot rookie of the year to offensive rookie of the year to being second favorite right now to McMillan. So the way that he's been throwing 300 yards passing and multiple touchdowns in the game, he made Chris Olave look like a superstar out there on Sunday. So it's I can see the Saints being the Falcons, but both teams are out of playoff contention there. So
Yeah.
see what happens there. But it's
Pros
crazy.
don't opt out though, like the college players. They're already in the NFL. So.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me watching Baker Mayfield go from first 6 weeks of the year, we're like, wow, this guy's going to win the MVP, to now it's like, can't even pick him to beat the Panthers. It's just crazy how much
Or
can
the
change.
Dolphins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how much can change over just a few weeks. So
Well, Quinn Ewers has been playing okay for the Dolphins. They won. They
Yeah,
won both of his starts, or one of them. Or?
I think they're 1-1. They lost.
One
to
and
the
one. They
Bengals
lost to
last
the
week, or
Bengals.
2 weeks ago.
So I don't blame them for doing it. This is something you need to do. You're out of playoff contention. You have Tua. You're not going anywhere with Tua, so you put in the rookie. And I thought they were going to put in Zach Wilson. If it really went bad last week, hey, what do you got on Zach Wilson? Is he even a good backup?
Probably makes a
quarterback
lot
there?
of money,
So-
but yeah, was he really? Is he worth it?
So you look at that there, and then we touched a little bit with the Ravens and Steelers. Whoever wins that game is going to be the 4 seed, and it
Deserved
looks,
or not, that's the way it is.
yeah. Same with the NFC South there. So you look at that as what team in the wild card in the AFC is best matchup for that there. So right now
The Bills, the lowest seed. I mean, and I think
Right now
everybody
they are,
thinks
yeah.
they could be very dangerous.
yeah, they were the 7 seed. So
Defense played great against the Eagles, and their offense, the Eagles' defense held them in check, but they've got a great offense too.
it would have been interesting to see if that wasn't, a monsoon rainstorm then too.
You have to. It definitely is a factor. You can't
You know,
discount it.
Yeah.
I think if that wasn't the monsoon, I think we'll have a little bit more points.
Yeah.
I think it would be like a 24-17 or 31-21, type of score. You take the rain and
How about, did anybody see Boswell's first field goal? It was headed, it looked like it was going to hook left, and then it just made a hard right through the post. That was
I did see that there, a little
unbelievable.
curve action there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was the wind. He was playing the wind perfectly. It looked like it was going to sail left, and
I mean, what team in the wild card is the best
AFC?
matchup there for Pittsburgh and the Ravens?
The best matchup, I would say the Chargers. I think that the Bills are just Josh Allen in the playoffs. He doesn't have to play Patrick Mahomes this year, so I think that they're going to be still a tough team to handle. I really like the Texans. I think
Yes.
that they're really good. The defense is going to get them very far, so I would say the Chargers. I mean, Justin Herbert's been banged up a lot. The offensive line isn't very good. The defense isn't anything like special, so I think that if they're going to go win a game, I think the Chargers are the matchup they would want. So.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning on too, because the Texans and the Bills, you could have, the 2 seed Patriots and the 7 seed Bills playing each other. I mean,
Yeah.
that's going to be
It's no gimme.
no gimme on that there. So you look at the Jags and the Texans. Every seed in the AFC is still up for grabs, other than the 4 seed, which whoever wins on Sunday night there is still there. I mean, the Broncos have not clinched the 1 seed. If they win, they do. But if they would,
Who do they have?
they have the Chargers.
But I
So,
believe Justin Herbert's not playing. I think I saw that.
Yeah, they're-
so-
they're-
Does it-
resting.
Doesn't affect their seeding?
Well, they can still fall from the 5 to the 6 and such there, but they're giving rest to Herbert. I don't think they're resting Ladd or maybe Keenan Allen there, but they still have stuff to play for. So
Who's their backup quarterback?
Trey Lance.
Yeah,
That's
Trey
right,
Lance.
okay. 49er draft pick.
And then you look at the NFC, and that's all crazy right there as well, where you got Seattle playing San Francisco, and San Francisco might not even go on the road the rest of the year.
So
Yeah.
if they win, do they win top seed, the
Yes.
number 1 seed?
They're
They also
the ones,
host the Niners Stadium hosts the Super Bowl as
Yeah,
well. So
right, right.
and that's what is pivotal for that game. You go from a 1 seed to maybe falling to 5 to 6, and not.
Well, who do you
getting-
like in that game? Seattle or who won? Like, did Seattle win the first matchup?
I believe the Niners won the first
Yes.
one.
Yeah, the Niners won the first matchup
Right,
there.
so that's one of the 3 losses that the Seahawks have all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards San Fran to win that game.
They're so hot. I mean, Purdy's stats are unbelievable the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks.
Now, the one thing I would say is they have to, get that defensive straightened out. You can't give up,
Fred Warner's
30
out.
plus points.
Bosa's out, so they've been out all year, though, pretty much.
You look at that offense, it is very electric. When you have Purdy rocking, the last couple weeks, he's had 5+ touchdowns and looking like an MVP, not this year, but, the month of December, he was like an MVP. So if he plays to that caliber, I still just don't trust Sam Darnold. I'm not over that hump yet. Good quarterback, but, in the primetime lights, is he going to fold? So,
Is he another Carson Wentz?
I'm gonna take the Seahawks on this one just because
They're at home, aren't they?
they're on the road, but I think that the defense is like the Bears have an okay defense. They got a lot of points, but the Seahawks defense is top tier. They're just studs all around. I'll be interested to see how Brock Purdy will be, especially if Kittle was out this week. If he's questionable this week, that's a huge piece. And then I think Sam Darnold will prove everyone wrong because last year, if you remember, Vikings and the Lions played for the 1 seed, and Sam Darnold looked awful, then looked awful against the Rams in the playoffs. I like him to bounce back because I feel like he's grown a lot, but then
Yeah.
again, it's still questionable.
Yeah.
It's a prediction, so.
yeah, and then he's got, the weapons at running back. He's got JSN, so he has other pieces. Not to say he didn't have pieces with the Vikings, when you have Jefferson there. So he's got the talent around him. It's just a matter of can you do it?
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. You go from a 1 seed to a 5 to 6, and you have no home games.
Yeah.
Unless other things fall your way there, but you basically have to go on the road to do it.
Well, speaking of going on the road and getting it done, the Patriots were 8-0 on the road this year. I think I heard that somewhere.
That is
That's
correct.
pretty
there.
impressive.
Yeah.
So, something that you won't have to see in the playoffs. Because, unless they're playing the Broncos in the AFC Championship game there. So, it might remain perfect
So they're
intact.
better off going on the road, maybe.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Oh, let me get these banner sponsors in, guys, before I forget. Our current banner sponsors provide creative input for our programming, and they really are the backbone of our financial support. They give monthly to support the many programming we have here at Community Media. They are as follows: Adams County Community Foundation, Adams County Sports Hall of Fame, Classic Antique Innovations, Destination Gettysburg, Exchange Club of Hanover, Gettysburg Railway, Trout Unlimited, the Adams County chapter, and UPMC Life Changing Medicine. If you patronize these businesses, please tell them how much you appreciate their support of community media. Thank you, gentlemen.
There we go.
Okay. So, Do we want to talk college football? We got 4 games.
Yeah, we can,
You want to,
change gears. And,
Corey, we'll let you start with Ohio State and Miami. Who do you like and why?
I'm taking Ohio State.
I'm
and,
surprised.
I look at it, with Ohio State and Miami is can Fletcher for Miami duplicate what he did against Texas A&M and against the defense of Ohio State? And it's going to be, the thing is, how is the play calling going to be for Ryan Day? He's calling the plays now.
His OC went somewhere, right?
His OC went to South Florida.
But he'll still
Head
be.
coach.
He'll still be
Yeah.
there. He's kind of, hardline. He is doing the wide receivers and going that there, still with the offense, but not doing the play calling. So that's on Ryan Day. So I'm interested to see, is he going to be, foot on the gas? Is he going to be, conservative a little bit there? So that's something that I'm curious to see with saying at the quarterback helm there. So that's one thing that has.
What's the spread on that game? 2 touchdowns?
9.5. 9.5 is the spread there.
said
So
that, okay.
almost a 2 scores there. So the other thing is, how will Carson Beck handle the defense as well? This is the elite defense that he's going up against. Yes, he went up against A&M, and scored 10 points there. So it's just a matter of the fundamentals at the start of the game. Will they blitz them? Will they get pressured? Get to them? Throw a pick or something like that there. So, I do like Ohio State covering. The 9.5. I think it's going to be like 30, 33, 17 or something like that there. They haven't given up. They haven't allowed an offense to score more than 17 points. So I will say 17 that Miami scores.
Brady, who do you like in that game?
I will also go with the Buckeyes. I think that I'll be curious to see, like what Corey said with Ryan Day calling the plays, if they kind of let Sayan go. Because I feel like he's been very conservative play calling all year. Maybe this is when they start letting him become a downfield passer more. But not that he hasn't learned downfield, but
Are those guys pretty healthy, the receiving core,
Yeah.
Smith and?
Yeah, as far as I know, Tate and Smith are
Yeah.
full go.
You're
I
right.
mean,
I mean, you got guys like that, you got to get them the ball.
yeah, I think that I think the defense will overwhelm Carson Beck something like 24-10. So
Okay, what about, who's the next game?
Next game on the docket would be Oregon and Texas Tech, the Orange Bowl.
Brady, who do you like? We'll go back and forth.
I like Oregon in that one just because the fact that they played last week. I think that matters a lot because Texas Tech has had like almost a month off, and the Oregon offense is no joke. The Oregon defense is also no joke. I just think that they'll be more ready to play, start out hot, and then just won't ever look back from there.
Doesn't Tech have a really good defense?
They do. They do a very good pass rush, so we'll see if Oregon O-line can hold up.
Yeah. Who do you like in that one, Corey?
I'm going to go with Oregon. I think the spread's like maybe 2.5 or something like that. I know it's less than a field goal, but just with Brady's point as well, I look at it as a track meet. I think it's going to be like a 37-34, almost last team that has the ball will win type of feel. And Texas Tech, their offense has scored 34 or more points in 11 games. So you look at that, it's only 3 games where they didn't score that many. So I look at it, if they can get going and put pressure on Oregon, do the Ducks, is their defense going to be a little bit more tight? Because they gave up, 34 points to James Madison?
Yeah.
A lot of it was late, wasn't it?
A lot of it, like, so is that going to
be?
be like, hey, let's not let up. Let's, let's play all 4 quarters there. So I think this is going to be the closest game out of the 4 is
agree.
the Oregon and Tech game.
Okay, what's the next game? Is
The
that
great-
by a noon start on
Yep,
New Year's
noon
Day?
start.
That's the noon there, and then the granddaddy is the Rose Bowl, Indiana and Bama. The way I look at this game is,
I know who I'm rooting for.
Bama is,
Not Bama.
can they overcome a multiple score game again? They're down 17-0, and that's the largest college football playoff deficit to win a game there. So that's going to be the thing is, can Ty Simpson handle the defense for Indiana? And Indiana is a very, not sneaky. They're right up there, a legit defense. So can they handle that there? My X factor in this game is going to be the Hoosiers' effectiveness of the run game. We know about Mendoza. We know the receivers, but their run game, if they can get, some holes and, get some long runs or just first downs against Bama's defense, is going to be a big thing there.
Agree or disagree, Brady? Indiana over Alabama.
Yes, I like Indiana to win,
Getting
but I
choked up
think
there.
yeah, but I think Alabama is going to keep this game a lot closer than people think.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going to go with Indiana. I'm going to keep. So I was saying all those points there, but I'm going to go with Indiana to win the game. So I'm basically going with the Big Ten theme
Yeah,
there.
I'll say.
Which that will end the next game because that's SEC versus SEC. You look at
Yeah.
the Sugar Bowl with a rematch from back in October 18th, where that was a competitive game through and through, all 4 quarters there. Georgia won that game there, but
Ole Miss is who they're playing. Mm-hmm. All right, so who do you like?
I'm going to go with Georgia. I feel like you're having.
They didn't lose their coach.
You have the Ole Miss, the way that they're going about, can they withstand, Georgia's defense? And then
And they have what a two-way threat at quarterback who kind of emerged during the season. How will he stand up under the bright lights?
It's just a matter of, can they get going, quickly? I don't see Ole Miss coming back if they're down 14-0. Just the style of their offense there. And then the thing is, can Georgia get their offense clicking quick? They're type of a team that starts a little slow, and especially with Russ versus Ress, they haven't played in 6 weeks or something like that there. So that's going to be a thing, or maybe less than that, maybe 5 weeks there. So that's going to be a thing of these teams that were on a bye. Are we going to see the same thing as last year of being
Coming out flat
all teams
and
getting
losing.
swept there, and you have the teams that won the first round win the second round. So that's my big thing is I'm taking Georgia to win that game there. So
Yeah, I think this game comes down to the 2 quarterbacks, whichever one makes the less mistakes. And I trust Trinidad Chambliss more than I trust Gunnar Stockton. But I trust Georgia's defense more than I trust Ole Miss's defense. Whichever team, so I'm going to go with Georgia. But whatever defense can get the crucial stop or the crucial turnover, I think is going to win the game. I think this is going to be very competitive game because it was last time and it was in Georgia, and now it's a neutral site.
What time does it start?
8 o'clock.
that's 8 o'clock, right after the Rose Bowl game there.
Yep,
So
I think it's
12,
going to be a
4,
pretty
and
good.
8 with all the pageantry and the halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Is Snoop Dogg playing any of the halftime shows?
I don't think this week.
No, I think he's so busy at the Snoop Dogg bowl game that he was in there, the Arizona bowl game or
How's
something
he
like
have his
that.
name on a bowl game?
He's got the money there.
He's on a roll. Will he be back at the Winter Olympics?
I think he is. Yeah.
What does he know about the Winter Olympics? I don't know. I don't know
Not
anything
me,
either,
yeah.
but yeah, okay. All right, we covered a wide range of topics on Sports Chat.
Some NBA news there. Nikola Jokic
yeah.
is out for at least 4 weeks there with a knee injury. So see what happens there.
Not a groin?
Not the groin this time there, but
Okay,
just
all right,
just the
okay,
knee there.
all right.
So it looked like it was going to be ACL, but it looked like hyperextension there. So 4 weeks
He's
off
tough.
the shelf there. So
Yeah.
just depends on how the Nuggets will fare going into the new year with that there. So
What about, here's a food for thought. Are the Spurs the team to pick now in the NBA? I mean, they beat the OKC the last 3 times they played them. That
is
doesn't
that the
really mean-
kryptonite there for the Thunder there? So yeah, that's
They've
definitely
certainly announced their presence, and I
Yeah.
mean they're not just Wembayana either, Yama, but he's pretty pivotal to what they do.
Yeah, they gotta find some consistency though, because they come off those 2 big wins against the Thunder, then they lose to the Jazz and the Cavs. So it's like
You got it.
gotta be consistent, which
Yeah, like the Sixers lost to the Nets. How's that happen? I don't know. I don't know. It's just like the NFL. It's on any given Sunday.
Yep.
Absolutely. One other thought or one other thing here, since this is the ending of 2025, what was the most iconic sporting event or something that caught your eye during the 2025?
I'd say Otani's 3 home run, 10 strikeout game in the World Series. I mean, that's got to be right up there. Mm-hmm. Good question, though. What do you guys? Anybody, what's your thought?
I'll let Brady take
I'll
the
say
mantle.
iconic moment.
I don't know if mine's iconic, but definitely my favorite moment was the March Madness Final Four. Everyone was upset. There's no upsets. Why are all the 1 seeds in the Final Four? And it was one of the best Final Fours I can remember.
Supposed to be the local interest.
Exactly, too.
yeah.
With Florida over Auburn, it was a close game. Houston, he had an epic comeback against Duke. And then Florida over Houston in the national championship was a great game as well. And like you said, native Thomas Houtt won a national championship, played really well in the Final Four too. So
And his brother Tanner was our player of the game.
Yeah, the first one in the winter season there. I am going to go with the golf with Rory McIlroy, getting the Grand Slam and finishing his quest for the getting the green jacket at the Masters. So that was iconic. And then, of course, I'll go with Ohio State with their run in the CFP last year, knocking Tennessee, Texas, Notre Dame, and then winning the national championship game there. So just the way that went about there, is right up there with iconic moments, or just a
For you.
long string of moment there. But I did go with Roy McIlroy when the
No, you
Masters.
did, which I think that was a good answer. So there's no wrong answer, really.
No, it's all
And
opinion
it's nice that we
based
had all
there.
different takes on it. We all agree these were 3 great moments, maybe 4.
Yes, yeah.
So I don't know who this is going to be. We only have a minute left. Why don't we just get ready to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Brady, best of luck, second semester.
Thank you.
What courses are you taking?
I'm starting to get into my business classes. Have a lot of accounting, finance, marketing type stuff. So
Excellent.
Excited.
Adam Smith,
yep.
John Maynard Keynes. That's what econ theory, I guess. But okay, well, we wish you all the best, and you're always welcome to come back in or give us a call. We hope Nick is feeling better. Tell him we're giving him a shout out. And to all of you watching, Happy New Year. We hope it's a great year for every American, and we are all Americans together. Don't forget that. Corey, what do you got?
I got nothing. Just be safe out there on New Year's Eve, and wish everyone a great 2026.
Coming up, trivia in about 15 minutes. After that, I think we have basketball, high school basketball of recent vintage. So check it out right here on Community Media Sports. For Corey Smith, Brady Dettenburn, I'm Jeff Cook. Thanks to Sean in the control room. And we wish you again all the best in the year ahead. Thanks for tuning in. Mahalo. Yeah, who was it? Robert?
Holy moly, man.
Robert.
Must have been slipping on the wheel.
Good job. Thanks, Brady.
Within us, praise his holy name. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices